Sniffles, my cat, passed away last night, September 3rd, 2022, at 7:20 p.m. She had a nice day, nice week with me. I took really good care of her. I knew she wasn't eating right about a week and a half ago or so. She was having trouble with her dry food. She was just kind of licking at it and like kind of chewing it and spitting it out or doing weird stuff with the food. And so I gave her more wet food and she enjoyed that, and she was, she needed wet food so I could give her medications, and she was doing really well. And then she started going downhill. She wasn't eating a lot of wet food. I was leaving it for her, and and the past few days I noticed she was just getting weaker and scrawnier, and she looked more lost. Like she was really blind. A couple years ago when she first went blind, she regained some sight, but after a while, she just really couldn't see. Did some sensory work with her. Cats feel through their faces and their whiskers, so she used to have a couple of toys that she liked, and I would just put them up to her face and she'd rub up against her, like the catnip toy. She loved her catnip. She would just be like that with the catnip toy. She was expressive through her face, so like when she was bad last night, I just touched her face to check her responsiveness, and if you touched her eyes she would scrunch up her face, and I knew she was there. It was very difficult. The last part, when she was going, that was pretty bad, hard. I kept texting my dad. Yeah, Sniffles is doing this. I think she's going soon. Her brain's shutting down. And Dad's like, well, she's always kind of twitchy. And I'm like, no, she's twitchy. And I knew that's a neurological thing. Because when you have sudden twitches and jerks, that's kind of a myoclonic jerk. It's a neurological thing. And I work with seniors. I've worked with seniors for 7 years. This year would be my 8th year. So I know kind of what to look out for. So she was doing those little twitches, and she was still breathing steadily until like 7, and then it started. I could hear her. She made a moan or a groan, and then it was pretty bad. It was so sad watching her. And I didn't want to watch her, but I had to be there for her. I mean, who wants to die alone? That's not nice. And Sniffy was roaming around the house yesterday morning. She ate some breakfast. She was happily licking it up. It was a tiki cat mousse for seniors. And I gave her a little bit of probiotic, just kind of nutrients and water. And I diluted everything with water. And I guess that's how she hung on for so long. And she ate dinner. Kitty cat dinner time is usually around 4:30, and sometimes 5. But she ate around 3, and she loved it. She was just happily licking it up. She was lying on the couch. Like, she was on the couch all afternoon. That's where she stayed. And she was just happily licking up the food and the broth, and that was it. And I was downhill after that. But she looked comfortable. She was just laying there, mostly sleeping. I just stayed in the room with her. I prepared a little box for her yesterday, but it felt awful because it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and she was still there. And I just painted a box, decorated it a bit, and I made her a little cat bed. And she's got her cat bed, and the blanket I made her with her name on it in Braille, because I make blankets with Bible verses on them in Braille and sell them on Etsy. So I made Sniffles the blanket with her name on it in Braille when she first went blind. And I just feel really sad and numb right now because it's just so sad that Kitty's been here forever. And I love nursing her. I love taking care of her. She was just so old. I love the old ones. I love when they're so old and they just need extra love. I just love taking care of her. I didn't really get a lot of time with Sniffles early on because she was kind of my brother's cat. And then I guess after Junior died, Junior was Sniffy's son. I tried to take Sniffles from my brother. It was like, I need a cat. I need my cat. But it just, we didn't really bond. And my brother kept taking the cat back. If I had the cat in my room, he'd come find her. So it's just like after my brother moved out, I was able to have the cat all to myself, and we developed a nice little bond. I mean, I noticed when the cat went blind, she wasn't acting right. She just woke up and she was blind, and I had to go to work that day, so I texted my brother to come over and check on the cat once in a while, because he was working from home, I think, and I don't know, I think he had the day off or something, and he came over and spent some time with the cat. But I had everything ready for the cat. I had all the food and water in one room. I brought the litter box in one room. The cat was in one room. I put up baby gates. So I had her confined, made sure she was comfy, and my brother came over and watched her while I went to work, and then I had to rush over to the vet, because I don't know how my brother got her to the vet, but he did. We were going to put her down back then, but she lived. She powered through. We were going to put her down this time, but it didn't work out that way. My mom didn't want her going in the car to the vet yesterday morning, and I think if I brought her in the car, she would have died on the way there, because it would have been too traumatizing. She would have had a heart attack on the way there. So we scheduled a home vet to come over and do it for this morning, but that didn't work because Sniffy went on her own last night, and I think it worked out for the best, because I think just being comfortable in your own home, and I think you shouldn't really intervene unless they're really suffering, and if they're really having a hard time. And she didn't really suffer much, and she didn't suffer long. It was pretty fast, and I think she was happy and comfortable. I'm just feeling kind of sad and numb. I don't know what to do with myself right now. I'm gonna miss taking care of her, loving her, cuddling with her. She liked to sit on your lap. You sit on the couch. Sniffles always knew you were there, and she'd come sit on your lap and lay on you. She was so cuddly. it's just been so hard. I still have my little boy cat, Philip. He's around here somewhere. And I'm so happy to have Philip. And I guess Philip can have the run of the house now. He really hasn't been out of the basement that much. He's been in my room in the basement for a while now, and I've got to reacclimate him to the house and kind of baby-proof it, because Philip's like, he's a giant kitten. He's just a giant baby. I don't really trust him out and about doing his own thing. So I just have to clean up all Sniffy's old stuff, and so much Sniffy food, Sniffy meds. That's what happens. I already noticed a pattern with my babies. As soon as I stock up on food and meds, they just go downhill. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support. Such a rough time. We're gonna bury Sniffles today sometime. It's Sunday, I should go to church, but I'm just not up to it right now. Maybe later, but not right now. Just can't bring myself to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.